Question that comes from Little Al, and his question is, how can he copy certain content from an old project and paste it into another project? And he says he's been able to do it in the past, but he can't figure out how to do it now or what he did. So let's talk about 3 or 4 different ways that you can copy media from one project to another. First and easiest option, which was introduced not too long ago, is to just copy, is to open up a sub-project or an old project and then copy the media from that directly into this project. If you're interested in knowing when a feature was introduced, you can always click on the Help menu and go to the Release Notes. And in the Release Notes, you can then just scroll down and read about all of the things that were introduced for a particular version. Okay, so method 1, we're simply going to go up to File, Import Subprojects, and I'm just going to grab this one here, Golf Shot, and we're going to bring that in. And we'll notice that we now have the main timeline, which is our current project, and it's highlighted, and we have the project we just opened up. The other thing is that we will notice up here in the project media is that the original project is right here, the global project, or it's probably in the folder here. And then the second project we opened up was right here. I've opened it up twice, so that's why we have it in there twice. So just to make it less confusing, when you open up a subproject, it appears under the project media. Folder is always the default where your current project is at. But it's easier just to look at the timeline. We've got this here and we get that here, and we're going to see it. If you're just grabbing something, you can do it now. You can take this and drag it up there. But if you want something that you've already put together as a something special, like for example this here with the arrow and whatever I've done here, then it's easier to grab it up off the timeline. Now I don't want this particular one here, and even though it's turned off, it would get copied. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And now I can just grab these items here. You notice that they're selected, a box selected, just drag over it. And I'll right click and I'll copy it over. And so then we'll simply go back to the main timeline. Now if we want to insert it in a particular spot, if you do it with the magnetic timeline turned on like this, and you just right click and you paste, you'll notice that it gets inserted on top. So if you didn't intend to do that, but you want to insert it in there, the better option is to turn on the old-fashioned auto ripple or ripple edit, ripple delete. And that turns off the magnetic timeline. And again, you just right click and paste, and now you see it inserted it. But in this case, we preserve the multiple arrow here, which was, well, it's not so much the arrow, but the point is that you might have set up some timing here and you want to preserve that relationship. So this is the way to do it. So just remember, if you're trying to insert it into the middle of a project, make sure you don't have the magnetic timeline turned on. Use the ripple. We could go and insert it again over here at the end, and it won't really matter. It should paste right at the bottom. Well, okay, it didn't even do that, but at least we can move it down. So, and likewise, if you did paste it like that and you want to drop it someplace else, just slide it on the timeline and you can get it. Now, one thing is here, you can close this out. On the timeline, we'll close out this old project here. Now we just have the main timeline, but we still have it up here in the project folder. And this is our main project. And in the project media, it has everything that's in there. So let's see what happens if we close this out of here. Delete folder. Yeah, how about that? Leave that folder open. I'm going to try and do Control-Z here. Even though I don't, well, I do have it open here, but I can close the window here. It's still in here. It doesn't appear here just yet. It does appear up here in the global, so to speak, of all of the media that's included. So make sure that you kind of keep that folder open until you're done exporting. You can, and I don't know that I can open it up again. We can do like this. I'm getting off track here, but let me open up another one with File, Import, Subproject, and I just open up this old project here, and we have it now down on the timeline, and we can actually export what's on this timeline if we want to export it. We right-click on it right here on the menu bar and export current timeline. We're exporting this timeline, not our main timeline. So anyway, that is version 1. Okay, stepping back in time and looking at older ways to do stuff, we have the ability to create compound clips, of course, and where we select multiple images or whatever, multiple pieces of media, and we create a compound clip. And we'll just call it test. And we'll say, okay, so now we have a compound clip here. And let's say we want to use this compound clip over and over again within future projects. We can right-click on that, and we can now save it as a compound clip custom. What's going to happen to it is it's going to end up in this little section right over here, and in this section there is a subfolder called compound clips. I'm just going to close it up again so you can see the effect. I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to save as custom clip. And now that you see that it opens it up and it put it over here. This is the test compound clip. Any new project we open up, it will be available. Okay, so that's method 2, is to create a compound clip. Now, method 3 is you generally use that for if you have something you want to make an intro or an outro on your video channel. You want to be consistent every single time. In that case, what you want to do, you want to make sure you only have the stuff on the timeline that you want to create a custom template with. And so we have this here, and we're going to go ahead and put a title on it. And let's just go into the trending and take this art one here, and we'll just call it my intro. Okay, and we could even put additional layers in there or whatever. We set it up like so. Now in this, that's all we've created is just the things that we want in this custom template. If we try to do this on an existing project, everything in the existing project would be included in a template, which is not what you want to do. So you sit here and you work and you detail your little intro with whatever timing of different things, and you have just that on the timeline. You then go to templates, and you go to mine, and you go down to custom, and then you can, okay, you can see I tested this. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. Okay, so now I want to make this my intro. So I'm going to save it as custom. And it saves it as custom, but it doesn't give it a title. Now I'm going to rename it so it doesn't remain untitled, and we'll just rename it, and we will call it my intro. This will allow you to create a new project, and let's just assume that I'm into a new project, and okay, let me go back to my media and project media here, and let's take some photos here and stick it down. Okay, so we have a great big long project. We now want to put our intro in front of this. Okay, so what we do, again, we go to the templates where we have created our, and we go into mine, and we go down to custom, and here we have our custom intro. If we right click on this, you can, and let's put the timeline over here. We're done with our project. We right click on it. We can add it to the beginning of the project. So here we have our intro. Doing it with a custom template sets up everything. It allows us to go in here and change our titles, add another line, do whatever it is that we need to. Likewise, if we wanted, this is our outro, and this is the way we want to finish every one of our videos, we could right click on it and add to the end of the current project, and it gets added in there. So that was method 3. The last and least or oldest method is to simply save something into global media here. We could say that we want this particular clip here, we want to reuse it in another project. We open up that project. We save our previous project, and we open this up, and we grab this one, and we add it to the global media. Let's find it. It's right here. And if you don't know where it is up here, you just right click on it, and then you say locate in resource panel. You click on that, and it shows you right up here where it is. Now we can drag it over into the global media, and we go into the folder in global media, and there is our particular thing. Now, once it's in the global media, it's going to load into every future project you have. So you don't want to keep a lot of stuff here. You only want to keep the stuff here that you're going to reuse over and over again, because you don't need to load up excess stuff. So those were the 4 methods. We could either open up a subproject, import it. We could create a custom compound clip and save it, and it would be in our custom clips. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And we could create a template if we want to use it at the beginning or end of our project or anywhere in there. I'm just going to delete this as we go along. And then the last and least favorite method was to store stuff in the media panel in the global media. And it has like different folders, and if you have audio and stuff like that, you'll get separate folders. You can also create your own subfolders in there. So those were the methods. I hope this helps.